Hey, Taurus, Intuitive Soul Coach here with your March 2023 bonus reading. Welcome back to my channel if you are returning, and welcome if you are new. These are general readings, Taurus, so please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you are interested in a personal reading or entering into the free monthly reading giveaway, you can find both of those links in the description box below. All right, so right away here, I am feeling intuitively that you are releasing something that may have been very, very big in your life, and you're ready for this new beginning. So this could be releasing mental concerns. It could be limiting beliefs, perhaps even relationship dynamics that were unhealthy, or patterns in your career that may have been limiting your success. I'm just getting the word big and bold, release. So I'm excited to dive into your reading today, because I feel like a lot of you have been working through some challenges. Well, there's the word release showing up for you here. It says release control with this Taurus energy. This is you. So it makes complete sense that you are in this state here of release. And for a lot of you, you may have been trying to hold on to some sort of expectation, some sort of sense of control, but you're realizing that the only thing you can control is your own response to situations around you. So I love that this is showing up, because it's very, very strong. And once you release that control, once you surrender, once you become vulnerable, then you allow the universe some breathing room to work its magic. That's when you really and truly see the miracles happen. So I love that that's your first card out here, release control. I'm just going to zoom in here on this for you, because a lot of you may have been working with even the full moon energy in Virgo on around the 7th of March or so, or you may have been tuning into the energies of the planets. You may have been learning more about astrology, numerology, or mysticism as well, because they are showing me classes. Now, you may be taking classes in the occult, or just classes in general, whether online, or maybe you're listening to YouTube videos where you're learning or educating yourself as well. Let's see what else is coming up here. You have this Aquarius energy, Taurus. You have Gemini, Sagittarius, Pisces, and Libra. Now, you may have these placements in your chart. You may be dealing with others who have these placements in their chart, or you're just embodying the overall energy, Taurus. Now, right in the middle, you have this Aquarian energy. Open up to change. March is going to be a very, very pivotal month for 2023. There's going to be a lot of changes that happen on a collective level, but what you're doing is, I feel like you're letting get down your guard in a sense, whether it's within your own relationships, within your career, or just some fears or insecurities that you may be pushing through. You're opening up to these changes that are showing up, whether you've had a tower moment, or whether you are realizing that there are things out of your control, that you can remain peaceful regardless of what's going on around you. So the tarot cards that I'm getting here for you, there could be, again, there may have been a tower moment that's happened, or there may be a collective tower. I've been seeing that in a lot of readings, but also I'm getting Hanged Man, because there could be a surrender, there could be a release of something that you weren't able to necessarily see in the past, but you're able to see moving forward. You also have Gemini energy, embrace the flow. This is really beautiful, because you go with the release control as the first energy showing up. And as soon as you open up to this new change of releasing control, you have embraced the flow. So it's gorgeous energy showing up here for you, because something that you may have been stuck on, resistant on, some sort of attachment. I'm also getting, could be double energy. Those are fears, attachments, restrictions that have held you back. Not any longer, Taurus. You are that bull that's dozing through those those insecurities. But you are releasing expectations, and that allows you to see things from a higher perspective that maybe you didn't have access to in the past. This Libran energy says, know you are loved. This is very, very important, especially as you navigate through some of these changes. I am getting here a strong S, so there could be an S with in the name of someone who's crossed over. This could be within your name. Now I'm getting either double S as well, or it could be the beginning of a name or a last name. So I mean, that could be anyone, of course, with S, but I'm getting a strong S. So it could be, you know, Samantha, or they're giving me Samantha right now as well, but any one of you may have a strong S or double S with someone you're dealing with. But know that you are loved. And if you have loved ones on the other side, March and April may be a very powerful month for you to have contact as well. If you are maybe a medium, or maybe you're dreaming about this person more, and it doesn't mean that they've had to cross over for you to have contact with them, but I am getting a strong April energy. Even though this is a March bonus reading, I'm getting 4 to 6 weeks out. You may even hear messages from loved ones in spirit. You're going to see proof that not only are you loved, but you're supported, and that your gifts and talents and skills are supported here on earth as well. You also have this new moon in Pisces, attuned to the divine. This is about you going with that flow, releasing the control. It is about you holding your integrity, holding your truth, and being able to move forward with more ease and more peace than maybe you have in the past. Because I do sense here, some of you have absolutely come up against some sort of struggle or challenge. And then you have here this Sagittarian energy. Focus on the positive. Yeah, this is about seeing that glass half full. So it could be 4 of Cups energy, even 5 of Cups, where I do feel like you are feeling a little frustrated. Maybe you felt like you missed out on some opportunities for growth, for love, for success. That's not the case. It's just that there were certain issues that maybe you felt attached to, or there were some lessons going on, or things that were working behind the scenes, right? Because you deserve happiness, you deserve love, you deserve abundance. It is your birthright here, Taurus. But there may have been something you were trying to release or control too much of, and it may have been hindering your goal. Okay, let's take a look and see what messages the tarot brings in. And I have this new deck that I'm absolutely love working with, and I did post it in the description box below. It is the Guardian of the Night Tarot. Really beautiful cover here. Let's take a look and see what's coming in here for Taurus. All right, first card out, you have the Ace of Cups. Beautiful. Opening your heart up to new connections. And remember what I said, once you release some sort of attachment, control, whether it's a relationship that you felt was controlling you, or you just felt too tethered to, maybe you weren't able to walk away because of finances, because of children, or it could have been unhealthy even. For others of you, you're filling your own cup and doing what you need to do for you. And I find that can be a struggle sometimes, Taurus, especially if you want to create balance, and especially for those of you that want to embrace change, but you're not quite sure how to, because you may be in the presence of somebody that may be a little more negative, or they may see that glass as half empty versus half full. And you may be wondering at times, how do I keep my vibes high when I'm around people, whether it's at home or whether it's through your workplace? But I do sense a big shift coming in, because you're releasing that expectation and you're going your own path. Now, it doesn't mean that you are, exiting a relationship, or you're throwing, your kid to the curb because they bother you. But I do feel that you're staying within your own lane. So there could have been some codependent dynamics or some enabling that may have taken place here in the past. Because we have the 5 of Wands showing up here. We also have the Queen of Wands and the Ace of Cups. So Taurus, this is all about you opening up to a brand new beginning, something that's more emotionally fulfilling, because I feel like you were disappointed by trying to control a situation that didn't turn out the way that you thought it would. Now, when this Ace of Cups shows up, this is a gift of love. This is about overflowing emotions into things that bring about a heightened sense of inspiration. It's about grace. It is about a soul quenching renewal, because you are realizing that you can't drink from an empty cup. And the only way that you will be able to dive into a positive relationship with others is to take a look at the relationship you have with yourself. And that's what I mean by staying within your own lane. You're saying, well, I can't control the actions of what this person does, or I can't control what this person says to me, or, what's going on within the world or the government, but you can control how you react to it. And you're putting yourself first. And instead of seeing things for the negative or for the dark or for the bad, I feel like you are staying optimistic here, as the Sagittarian energy says. Focus on the positive. And there is that 5, even though it's not the 5 of cups that I was seeing here. 5 of Wands says there could have been some sort of criticism, whether it was self-criticism or you felt criticized by others. The 5 of Wands here, it reminds me, and I really love this deck, and you can see, let me zoom in here. You can see this beaver is the perfect epitome of the 5 of Wands, because regardless of how strong that beaver is, he's going to do what he needs to do to build that dam, to build that home. And sometimes those waters are choppy. Sometimes they are treacherous, right? And he may be the only one that is seeking out equipment to make his home for his family, for his security, his stability. So I do feel for you, Taurus. 5 of Wands sometimes feels like you're on a spiral here, where you're putting in the work, putting in the effort, but at every turn of the way, you're coming up against a huge splash, right? You're trying to go in for this perfect log to build your home. So it could be the perfect job or the relationship or just a little piece of it, right? It may not be necessarily perfect, but it's a little piece of it. You may want to get that job offer. You may want that friendship, or you may want to just save a little bit and put towards your savings, but then you find that something breaks down, or you find that you were rejected from that job, or there comes that self-talk of you're not good enough, or you criticize yourself for the job that you did. So for example, if you find yourself making food for your family, and everybody loves the food around you, and they say, wow, mom, or oh, wife or husband, this was a really great job. And you're thinking to yourself, no, this is overcooked. That's not done good enough. Those eggs could have been done better. I broke the yolk. I burnt the toast. I did this. And yeah, maybe there are some pieces of it, but what I feel is you're criticizing maybe your own self a little too much, or you may feel other people have criticized you too much. But now you have a new beginning to release that energy and move forward and be this Queen of Wands. Even though you are that Queen or that King of Pentacles, this is about you standing in your power, possibly being an entrepreneur, right? This Queen of Wands, she's strong, she's confident, she's creative and artsy, she's attractive, she's bold and wise, because she inspires other people to live their best lives. When I was tuning into the energy of each card, and I was also reading the description, the wonderful author, I believe, compared the King and Queen of Wands here to the Lion King. What is it? Nala and her husband, I believe. I'm not quite sure. Maybe that was the second one. But the Queen of Wands, right? She is someone who is very kind, very nurturing, but also everyone respects her. She demands respect, but not in an egotistical way. It's a confident way of she's sure of herself, and other people look up to her. And this is where you are finally stepping into, Taurus, because you're releasing some sort of control, and you're accepting and embracing this confidence within you that may have been stifled because of some sort of criticism, or maybe you were just focused too much on building up stability or building some inspiration for yourself, that you forgot how truly powerful and magnetized your energy is. So I really like this combination. Even though you do have this 5 of Wands, your hard work, dedication, and effort absolutely will pay off. But make sure that you realize that it's okay to have opposing views. It's okay to get rejected, because it happens to each and every one of us. And remember, Rejection is God's protection. And I do feel that certain situations that you may have been trying to control, or you may have really tried to manifest, if it didn't work out for you, it may be that something better is coming in for you. Or there may be something that was unforeseen that you weren't able to tap into at that time. Maybe that job that you really wanted would have went under in three months. Or maybe that relationship, there was something deeply wounded within the other person that would have really threw you off balance. So be grateful for the protection that leads to a new path. Now, what else do we have here? There's the Tower. So yes, I was feeling that here in the beginning. And I do feel that this unexpected change, if you really look within, you may have had, if this has already showed up for you, there may have already been some intuitive nudges that there is change on the horizon. The Tower typically represents unexpected change, but I'm getting that you intuitively knew that something was needing to fall apart. Okay, maybe it was a relationship that you were in for quite some time and you knew that things were heading in a different direction, excuse me, but you weren't quite sure how to release or surrender to it. The Tower shows up to allow us to awaken, right? It allows us to shatter the belief system of the old. It allows us to really bring in that freedom, that liberation. And that's what I feel is showing up for you. And it's in a very positive way, because this, look at this. This says here, we're going to go over the moon cards, opening up to change. That's what the Tower brings, is change. And sometimes it can be sticky. Sometimes it can be fearful. We might want to try to control it, right? We try to hold on to the pieces of what's falling down. But this is something that can't necessarily be controlled. And the more that you can embrace the flow of whatever this challenge or this Tower was for you, the more that you can attune with the divine, the more that you know that you are so very loved, Taurus, and that you focus on the positive changes that are showing up from the Tower, even if you can't necessarily see them now, the better off you will be. The better off. And you're going to look back and say, wow, that needed to come crumbling down because I really wasn't happy in that relationship or in that job, or I wasn't happy with my health mentally, physically, emotionally. And it's taken a lot, but this is allowing you to really stand in that Queen of Wands energy, regardless if you're female or male. The Queen of Wands, she inspires others, again, to live their best lives. But when she's not feeling in her power, she can be insecure. She can feel jealous, vengeful, egotistical. And you don't want those feelings to show up, those lower vibrations of control that hold you back from embracing your power, Taurus. What else do we have here? We have the Hanged Man. So yes, the Tower and the whole Hanged Man both came up with that release control. So this is a really powerful energy because you're able to see things from a brand new perspective that you weren't able to see because maybe the Tower was blocking or miscuing your vision of seeing things clearly. Okay. Because now you're able to see from the higher perspective. Look at all these crows that are swarming around that tree. And I feel that the clouds are kind of miscuing things. You can't quite see. And they have this nest here, and that's where their home is. And they're fluttering and they feel fearful. And they're thinking, oh my gosh, the tree is crumbling. What am I going to do? You're going to build a nest someplace else, right? You're going to build that home someplace else. You're going to have a new sense of stability. And even though at times, beautiful Taurians, it seems like the world is crumbling upon you, or it seems like you're losing everything, it's actually so you can build a stronger, more powerful, stable foundation. Okay. Very, very beautiful. This is allowing you this chance to set yourself free with this Hanged Man energy. Like I said, surrendering the control of how something should be versus what you expected it to look like, right? If you really tune into your intuition, and that's what this card is saying as well. Where's that Tower at here? If you really tune into your intuition, you may have already seen that something was not stable, right? You can see that that tree already looks a little bit dead. So if you were to tune into your intuition or question or ask yourself, did I already know that this was based on a faulty foundation? Could I feel the energy between me and another person? Could I feel within my body what my body was trying to tell me? Was this relationship something that I refused to see the red flags of because I wanted it so bad? I wanted the stability. Was that job something that I really tried to push and push and push for, but I knew that there was some other path intuitively. If you really take a look, you already had the signs prior. Your final card here after this Hanged Man, which again, I love. You can see this, I think it's a possum. That is seeing things from a brand new perspective here with this Hanged Man. This is also about you being able to get yourself unstuck. Okay, it is about you being able to, it feels like a sacrifice. It really does. It may feel like a sacrifice, but you're realizing that sometimes the best things we need to sacrifice. And sometimes in order to have that family dynamic, right? Or have that home. We'll take a home, for example. If you want to purchase a home, you may put in long hours to save for that home. If you want to change a career path, you have to, and you go to school, you may have to put hours into studying. So you may have to sacrifice some of your time, your energy, your effort to get to, what are you getting to? The achievement, the goal, the success, the Six of Swords here. Slow and steady wins the race, but getting yourself out of a situation that maybe it was comfortable, because in this energy here, this is about getting yourself out of something that, yeah, it may have felt like a comfort zone, but we rarely grow in our comfort zone. It may have been choppy waters. It may have been a situation that was less than ideal. But the Six of Swords shows up here to tell you that you can free yourself from whatever situation may be beyond repair. Right? You can't go back and put those pieces together. It's like when Humpty Dumpty falls off the wall. Humpty Dumpty, excuse me, can never be put back together again in the way that Humpty Dumpty was prior, and neither can this situation. But what it does offer you is a new perspective. Humpty Dumpty may be better put together the way that his new version of him is, or it may be something that, you know, you completely move on from with the Six of Swords. So really powerful reading here. But again, I am getting a huge release, a huge surrender that's going to change your life in a very, very powerful way for the better. Six of Swords is heading towards those calmer waters. It is about freeing yourself from something of the past. Okay, it's a spiritual transition or journey to something better. And that's your final card. Some of you may be having that gypsy vibe, gypsy soul. Maybe you're going off traveling. Maybe you've lost your home, okay, due to a natural disaster or due to a foreclosure. And this is offering you this opportunity to maybe go live in an RV and go travel across the world and experience new lands. Okay, maybe this opportunity for this breakup, if you've had a breakup or a job loss, is allowing you to venture out and explore unseen worlds or explore new areas of yourself that maybe you didn't have time to explore in the past. Let's see what's showing up here from the Work Your Light Oracle. You have Priestess. How are you being called to step up and lead? Beautiful energy. I love this card. How are you being called to step up and lead with this Priestess energy? So yes, I was sensing that in the very beginning as well, where you're going through a time here that is saying focus on the positive, Taurus. Focus on what you have right now and what's coming in versus anything of the past, okay? You have Council of Light, Divine Orchestration. You have helpers in the subtle realms. I'm just going to tune in here so you can see this. Look at all of those Ascended Masters. Whatever Ascended Masters, whatever higher power, spirit guides, angels, fairies, whatever you work with, right? Light beings, Pleiadians, whatever you connect to. This is about you knowing that you're not alone and that you have that support and you are loved. Yeah, some of you even may be working with a Libra as well, whether in the spirit world or here on earth. But Taurus, Council of Light here, you are divinely protected and redirected to take a new path, one that is more aligned with your soul's journey. You have pillar of light. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. I really love this energy as well because look at her. Her arms are spread. She is ready to embrace the light that's coming in. She's ready to embrace her soul path. And it's almost like she's walking on water here, right? Walking on water. So I do feel like a lot of you are discovering this new energy about yourself that maybe you haven't quite tapped into. You haven't quite tapped into, but you're supported. I'm getting here the stars showing up. So I'm getting the stars are aligning for your highest good. And there's a lot of healing here as well. Don't give up on those dreams. Just because a relationship didn't work, or maybe you thought your life was going to go in one direction and it went in a different way. Whatever dreams you have, they're still manifesting, but they may show up in a different form than you thought. And that's why you have the Hanged Man here as well. Sometimes we see a one-way track of how things should be. We try to control the outcome, right? We try to control what we want to see or happen. But sometimes we need to step back so we can see it from that higher perspective. Let something faulty or unstable fall to the ground so we can be that phoenix and rise up. And your final card here, I love this. I'm just going to zoom in so you can see this. Just say yes. This is the yes card. So if you have any questions at all, Taurus, about what path to go, should I move to this place? Should I, break free from this toxic cycle or unhealthy cycle? Six of Swords. Should I move forward with integrity? Should I leave the past behind? Yes, yes, and double yes. You may actually be getting signs of yes. They're telling me that some of you also may have opened up a fortune cookie, or it could even be, if you read tarot or oracle yourself, there could have been an energy of yes that was coming through. Or if you've asked spirit, yes, some of you may be using a pendulum. I'm getting yes with that as well. Or you may have even heard of, I forget what it's called, but it's where you write yes or no on a little piece of paper. And it's a form of divination where you can toss it out there, and whatever card is, or whatever piece of paper is closest to you, that can be your answer. Yes, no, or maybe as well. So you may want to check into that. And then last but not least, let's get an overall message from the spirit guides and see what's showing up here for Taurus. What do we have for Taurus? You have caregiver and you have soul power. And it says, we are with you. Spirit has its own way of recognizing the care and love that you provide to others, whether it's at the beginning of their lives or the end of their life, just as you receive care and love at the start of yours. Caregivers often focus all their attention on their loved ones and often neglect their own concerns and well-being in the process. And sometimes even as a parent or a caregiver, we want the best for these people, so we try to control the situation because we feel like we may know the best case scenario, or we may know what is best for them, especially for you caregivers out there. And then you have soul power. And it says, always remember, you're a soul that comes with the body, not a body that comes with a soul. Your soul is your true essence, and you have an unlimited supply of soul power at your command whenever you need it. So very, very beautiful reading here, even though it may feel a little bit scary because of that tower, the Hanged Man, and release control. But like I said, release was the biggest energy I was getting in the very beginning. So anything that's you felt attached to, tethered to, stuck to, you're releasing it in the month of March, and it's going to bring you a sense of liberation. I hope this resonates, Taurus. If so, please feel free to hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell. If you haven't been getting the notifications, please unsubscribe and resubscribe and hit that bell, as YouTube has been being a little bit wonky lately and some people aren't getting the notifications. Thanks again, beautiful Taurians. Lots of love.